Quick question for you guys. Do you know how many babies were born in the United States in 2017? If you have any idea at all, go ahead and place it in the comment section below. In 2017, there were 3,853,472 babies born in the United States. Okay, you have no idea how many takes it took me to get that number correct. Welcome to the video. I'm Hannah, wife without kids, and on this channel we talk all about being child-free. 3,853,472 babies born in the United States. That sounds like a lot of babies. And it is a lot of babies, but it's actually a decline from the previous year. According to this study, birth rates have been declining since the 1990s. Which is ironic because the number of baby shower invitations I get certainly hasn't declined. So why don't women want kids? What's the deal with that? So I did a little bit of research and looked into reasons why women are choosing not to have children. And these are in no particular order. The first reason I'm going to talk about is the pressure of being a parent, specifically the pressure of being a mom. There are some ladies that just don't like all of the negativity that can come along with being a parent. And by negativity, I don't mean necessarily the long nights, the little sleep. I'm talking about the negativity that you can get from other parents, especially other moms. I see it all the time on my Facebook. One mom will post a picture of something that she's done with her kid or post an article about something that she likes, and then another mom will be like, oh no, you don't want to do that because, and then, they'll type away and they'll have a little argument online and everyone else will get involved and have their opinions. And I could see how maybe some females just want to not even get into that. I could understand why a woman would want to shy away from being a parent just to avoid all of that judgment or the expectations that are placed on them if they had a child. This next one is actually really common, and it's often a reason that people think I don't have kids, and it has to do with health concerns or chronic illnesses. This is not the reason I don't have kids, but if you want to know why I don't have kids, go ahead and check out this video up here, or the link will be down there. Sometimes if a female has a chronic health condition, she can be afraid that she'll pass it on to her child, and if you know what comes along with having a chronic health condition, you may want to spare your child from going through all of those difficulties. Infertility in the US is actually a lot higher than I thought it was. If you had a sample size of 100 women, 12 to 13 women will actually have a difficult time getting pregnant. And if you had a sample size of 100 women, 10 women of every 100 women have a difficult time staying pregnant. When we think of infertility, we may automatically think of females, but 1/3 of infertility problems in pregnancy are actually linked to the fertility of the man. Next is some individuals have just not found a life partner to have a child with. It is definitely more common nowadays to see people as single parents, sometimes by choice and sometimes not by choice. However, some people don't want the responsibility of raising a child all on their own. And so if they haven't found anyone to do that with, then they make the choice to stay child-free. And of course, because nothing in life is free, and that includes having children, let's talk money and how much it actually costs to raise a child in the United States. This figure is going to specifically depend on the area of the US that you live in, but we're just going to take an average for sake of this conversation. The cost of raising a kid is going to include things such as housing, transportation, food, clothes, education, and miscellaneous. Oh, and healthcare costs. We don't want to forget about the healthcare costs. So this statistic assumes that you are raising the kid from birth to the age of 17. It assumes that there are 2 individuals raising this child. It assumes that the family is middle income, with an average of 2 children.
So if that family in that little case scenario that I just gave you was raising 2 children, the cost per child would be
$233,610. That's a lot of money. That's a mortgage. You could do a lot of things with $233,000. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't have children so you can have $233,000 laying around to do whatever you want with. It's just you don't actually think that it's going to cost that much to raise a child. Now, if you were what was considered lower income and you made less than $60,000 a year, the cost of raising a child would drop to $175,000. That's still assuming there are 2 parents in the picture. Now, if there's just one parent in the picture and they're making under $60,000 a year, the cost is then $172,000. So I could see how that would deter someone from deciding to have children. Of course, you're not paying that money up front. It's not like the baby pops out and you're like, okay, here's $233,000. Honestly, it kind of makes me happy that we have cats because they're not getting any clothes. They're not getting an education, although Caesar could use some manners. I try with him, but he doesn't listen. They do eat a lot. We spend a lot of money on food for these cats. And they don't get driven anywhere except the vet, and that doesn't happen super often. Maybe when they're senior citizens, the healthcare costs for them will go up a little bit, but keeping my fingers crossed that feeding them that raw food is really going to help. Once you do make the choice to have children, you lose a little bit of that independence and freedom. And that's another big reason that people actually don't want children. They like coming and going whenever they want to. They like taking a quick, unplanned vacation, or they like sleeping in the morning. And I think the more independence and freedom that you've experienced, the harder it might be to actually get used to being more on a schedule and having someone else to take care of. At least I think it would be that way for me. One comment that I've gotten several times, some people are scared of being a parent. And not scared of what people think of them. I've had several people message me and say that they're afraid of being pregnant, that they're afraid something's going to go awfully wrong with their body or their baby, and this fear is part of what has kept them from ever getting pregnant. Some people think beyond pregnancy and are afraid that their child will be bullied or their child will be abused. I think most women tend to be natural nurturers, so it makes sense that our minds kind of go to those places and we think ahead and we think, well, what if this happens? How would that affect my child? Again, this is never something that I've been afraid of, but I do feel bad if this is what is holding people back from having children if they actually do want children. And then the number one reason why women do not have children or choose not to have children is they are not maternal. We just don't feel mothering. Is mothering a word? I think that's a word. Mothering is a word. They don't have a maternal bone in their body. They don't have a clicking biological clock. And obviously maybe some men don't either. That was bothering me. The whole video now, it's going to be kind of lopsided, but I can't see the video, so that's okay.